spicy video alert. All right. So if you're not for spicy or saucy, keep scrolling. Okay. This is regarding my beautiful state of Florida's medically needy and shared cost, systematic failure, and what it's doing to American citizens in your great sunshine state of Florida. Okay. So this is just a snippet in Amanda's world. All right. What I got to deal with. I stay far away from the doctors, given the circumstances of all the treatments that I have received. I have this huge indentation on my back that nobody can help me with, and nobody takes accountability. All right. And it's given me nothing but issues. I've just worked through it with God. All right. Not to mention, when I went to counseling for years, I was overly medicated and wrongfully diagnosed. Okay. So there's those ventures of it. Not to mention, every visit in the last 2 years of my life nearly has been completely coerced and corrupted on the back end. All right. Even when I go into the ERs. All right. I see people's eyes. I see people's auras. I'm just picking up on it far more now because I'm more connected. So I just went to the ER because here's the fun part. All right. I went to the ER about a month ago or so to get prescription refills for my inhaler and my nebulizer solution. All right. Well, I pick up my inhaler, and the inhaler that I got didn't work. All right. It's thundering outside. It didn't work. All right. I didn't pick up my solution yet because I had a few vials left. I didn't need it, nor do I have the money for it because my great state of Florida has me on shared costs. So I have to pay out of pocket for everything. On $14 an hour, working part-time, making $14 an hour, I have to pay out of pocket. Now, granted, there's discounted prices, but the discounted prices, we're talking about $70, $80 for a prescription. Who can afford that, making $14 an hour, working barely 25 hours a week? And again, I'm not the only person facing this. So that's why I say something, because it's wrong. It's wrong what we're doing. So that part. So I went today again to get more prescriptions. And then here's the cute part. Of course, I always get hit with backhanded questions, condescending remarks, the crude eyes. I see it. I see it. And the lady comes in, and this is what gets me. This is what frustrates me. All right. The lady comes in to collect all my medical information, and she comes in and she asks me for my medical information. All right. So then I give her my Medicaid card and I give her my Simple Healthcare. Nope, those aren't going to work. You're on a shared cost plan. And I said to her, why didn't you lead with that? It's a little misleading. You should have started with, I'm showing in my system, you're on shared cost. Do you have any other insurance? But you didn't lead with that. And that kind of ruffled her feathers. It kind of set the tone. But it's true. It's true, right? And so I now have to pay out of pocket for this visit based off their mess up or my pharmacy's mess up. Of course, nobody's going to take accountability. No way. No way. It's me, because I'm the deadbeat who, is a lost cause that everybody prejudges. Everybody prejudges and thinks they know some kind of story about me. But nobody says it to my face. They only prejudge. And why do you think God set it up that way? Because he's getting everybody together. It came to me on my way home as I'm looking at the skies and the thundering. I am literally just like a secret agent for God at this point in the venture, just pulling all the corrupt people, all the people that prejudge, do wrongdoings, all together in one little pot. One little pot for God to do whatever he sees fit. It's not my victory. There's no victory here. It's God. Everybody gets mad at me because I am who I am. I walk how I walk. I don't care. And like I told them, when I come into good fortune, you'll be on my list to pay. I think it's ironic that I'm being held accountable for something that you guys did on your end, right? Because I go to call to get my prescription refilled, And they're saying it was never sent. So, it's one of those things. An eye for an eye. But here's the conundrum that I get so infuriated about. Because here's how it works with Florida Medicaid. Again, if you make more than $1, you automatically do not qualify for Medicaid. It is for the children and people that don't make any money. They make $0. All right. Medically needy. I pulled up some docs, and here's what's so irritating about that is Poppy D took that $10 million from Medicaid, and they have cut costs in Medicaid in the state of Florida because they say, what did they say here? Let's see here. No monthly SOS covers Medicaid services, minimal out of pockets. No, where was it? It's right here. I gotta find it. After COVID era, rolling continuous coverage ended. Millions have been dropped from Medicaid, often due to procedural issues, not true ineligibility. Critics called it moral failure. What I call moral failure, let's scroll down here. This is what I call moral failure, okay, honey bunnies, is the fact that the state of Florida received a $67 million settlement, and Poppy D decided to take $10 million of that instead of putting it back into Medicaid. He put it in his wife's foundation. That's what I call moral failure. That right there, in my mind, would be moral failure. Moral failure would be the fact that you have citizens in your state that make $14 an hour, that are on part-time and can't barely stay afloat, and you won't even provide them medical assistance. And then when they walk into an ER, they receive snide remarks because, oh no, they don't get, when the billing on the billing side, when it comes to those that don't have insurance, whether it's in the hospital, the doctor's offices, this and that, when they bill it out, there's a certain stipend, right? So I know the hospital knows when I walk my happy butt in there, they don't get to get full payment out of me because A, I don't have insurance apparently, and B, they don't get to bring it back into them. But at the end of the day, here's the funny part about that. At the end of the day, doctor's offices, ERs, all these different places, they still can take unpaid bills and file them and get deductions for it and get a portion of it back. Right? Like unpaid past due bills, all this stuff. There's always a workaround. It's freaking obvious what they're doing to us. It's a freaking racketeering. For entertainment purposes only, my opinion, my beliefs, my knowing, you don't have to agree with me. But here's what I say to this. If you're in the business and if you're in the medical business and you got into the medical field to help people, then help people. Whether they have insurance or not, don't belittle them. Don't talk down to them. Don't make them feel bad. You have no idea what their path looked like. You have no idea what their situation is. Don't belittle them. Don't be condescending. Don't be rude. At the end of the day, it wasn't my fault while I'm here. It was because somebody messed up on y'all's end or this pharmacy. And I was given an inhaler that didn't work. So now I got to pay full out of pocket price for other people's mess up. This is the story of my life. And then they paint me to be out the crazy person, paint me out to be this horrific person. And it's not that at all. It's you. It's you. And I will be danged if I let anybody take my light or steal my heart or make me feel less than what I am. Because you say so? Please, I don't think so. Shame on you. Shame on you. Nobody should feel that way. Not one person in the world. We need to be asking our government, what are you doing here? What exactly are you doing here? There are so many Americans right now that do not have medical insurance because they can't afford it. They don't trust their medical staff, doctors, this and that. I know I sure as heck don't. The only doctor I trust is God. I do have asthma. It's not a great thing for me to smoke. Freaking I get it, man. But there's worse things in the world. If I go down with some issues in my throat, so what, man? I was driving home and I was I was driving home. I was looking at the sky, and there was just this little break in the clouds because it was thundering all around me. But the break in the clouds, I was looking at, and I was like, "Man, just take me up, man." But I know I have a big purpose, and you're just using me. I'm just a vessel for you, baby, and I get it.